The data center boom. It is a huge controversy in our region. Where to build them, how big they can be, and do the benefits outweigh the costs? Good evening, I'm Scott Thuman. For years, we've covered the battle over these massive computer facilities. Advocates argue data centers are the backbone of digital services we use every day, like streaming videos, online shopping, even sharing photos. But opponents say powering and cooling these systems is noisy and a huge drain on utilities. Now in Prince George's County, dozens of community members are urging local leaders to hold off on building one near Northwest Stadium at the old Landover Mall site. 7 News' Josh Chapin is joining us now live with more on that. And Josh, you spoke with the county's data center task force today.
Well, Scott, from those talks, the task force will not be recommending a data center here at the old Landover Mall because of the proximity to the people who live across the street. But Scott, that is not the end of this conversation. Residents today making sure the county still knows their position.
This is the dividing line between the Patuxent River drainage and Anacostia.
A small but vocal group met with 7 News Monday right outside the old Landover Mall.
I don't think that this is a good solution for us.
The site of a proposed data center Janet Gingold has a lot of reservations about.
I've watched a lot of changes happening.
She is a retired pediatrician who used to have an office in the mall. She's also lived in the county since the early 80s.
We need comprehensive planning to figure out what's the best thing to do for those areas of land.
Janet is one of dozens who signed this letter to keep the moratorium put in place by County Executive Aisha Brayboy back in September to pause data center development.
It would be as large as FedEx Field in height, in position, five huge data centers. We've got an image here.
The Prince George's County Planning Board approved the site in April, but residents like Dan Miller and others started to push back.
There's a whole world in between of potential data centers that are smaller, that are targeted to serving like life sciences, or that could be in concert with University of Maryland or NASA.
These advocates urging the task force and county to do more research before moving forward.
We look at the impact of a national harbor and all the revenue that National Harbor brings. Sites like, the stadium, Landover, Six Flags, there are opportunities for that, for them to develop, projects that the community supports.
And Scott, the county is facing a $147 million budget deficit, so there is a lot of support out there for the data centers because they could make up some of the projected revenue. And Scott, we've also reached out to the Lerner Group who owns this land to see if they had any updated comment. We'll let you know when we hear back. Scott.
All right, Josh Chapin with more on that debate tonight. Meanwhile, earlier this month, we told you about Amazon paying $700 million for a massive plot of land in Prince William County. The Washington Business Journal reports the tech giant is planning to build multiple data centers just south of I-66 in Bristow. 7 News asked the Board of Supervisors chair, how will the county make sure that big companies are paying their fair share in taxes?
Data centers are willing to take over every square inch of land. We've got to be the traffic cops. We've got to have sensible regulations for the computer and peripheral tax. It's something that the Board of County Supervisors sets. And this board, we've been more aggressive about getting the money that we deserve and the money that our taxpayers deserve.
Meantime, neighboring Loudoun County has many data centers, which actually helped drive down taxes earlier this year. In fact, back in April, we reported that the county estimated nearly $900 million in data center tax revenue. Loudoun County also passed some new restrictions, giving them more oversight on that kind of development. Tom?